in Lagos. Good evening, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
Just speaking to Larry about preparations for the elections, the APC in the House of Representatives. This time, speaking about no one should toy with the date of shifting the elections. And you know how it is in politics. If one party says something, they will just look to the other party saying, wait a minute, are you thinking of any such thing? So let me ask you, is your party thinking of perhaps another date, or would it be okay if there were to be another rescheduling of the elections?
Wow. This is politics at play, politics at work. The opposition party, APC, can always imagine things and come up with a propaganda that may make people feel certain things are real or being expected. I don't think anybody would want to shift the date of an election if there's no justification for it. The last shift was mandatory to the best of my knowledge. It was absolutely necessary because INEC was ill prepared. If out of 68,000 expected voters, only 45,000 were able to collect their PVC as at that time, the percentage was too low.
But now, the figure has changed.
But now it's getting better, and I know in the next 2 weeks or so, we will have gotten a realistic figure to go into a proper election. If we had done it that time, a lot of things will have happened.
Would you then rate our preparations for these elections, either security, INEC? How ready are we for these forthcoming elections?
Well, because it's a constitutional issue, we may not have to drag our luck too far. INEC is not ready. The security issues are still there, but that one will not prevent us from going into this election. As far as our party is concerned, we are ready. That time around, anybody who claimed to have been ready was only playing politics. But with the increase from about 45,000 million to close to an average of 70% of the total number of registered voters who have collected their PVC, I think we are good to go. We can go into the election. PDP is ready from the polling unit level up to the topmost level of the presidential election. Okay,
let's get to Garba Shehu. He joins us via phone from Lagos Island, actually. All right, we will make that call in just a moment, but we do have Kayode Idowu, who is in Abuja. He is the Chief Press Secretary to the Chairman of INEC. He joins us via Skype. Good evening, Kayode, and thank you for joining us today. Speak to us about the preparations for these elections by INEC. How would you rate your preparations? Is everything going as planned?
Yeah, I believe so, that everything is going as planned. The Commission has been fine-tuning its processes, and we're actually stepping up the game with the field test of the card readers that will be conducted on Saturday. The collection of the PVC is ongoing. The level is growing by the day, and there's cause for optimism that by the time the deadline reaches, substantial number of people will have collected their cards. And so from all indications, things are going as expected.
All right, thank you. We'll be back in just a moment, and we need to take a quick break now, so please join us again. Welcome back to Nigeria 2015. Let's take a look at the headlines with Ayotunde Balogun.
Thank you very much, Chamberlain. These are the headlines right about now. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Aminu Tambuwal, has spoken against the calls for an interim government and another shift in the date of the general elections. The Speaker said this while receiving members of the Nigeria Civil Society Situation Room at the National Assembly. Mr. Tambuwal also spoke against individuals whom he said were working against peaceful, free and fair elections in the country. Meanwhile, an appeal court in Abuja has struck out a suit challenging the eligibility of President Goodluck Jonathan to contest the 2015 presidential election. The appellate court held that the first tenure of the president started following his election on April the 11th, 2011, and took his first oath of office on May the 29th, 2011, and that the second tenure cannot expire in May 2015. The court also held that his becoming president in May 6 of 2010 was an operation of a constitutional provision following the demise of President Umar Musa Yar'Adua. Now, the U.S. Treasury Department has imposed sanctions on 3 individuals believed to be members of Iran-backed Hezbollah. The 3 individuals, Mustafa Fawaz, Fawzi Fawaz, and Abdallah Tahini, all born in Lebanon but resident in Nigeria, are accused of being part of the group's Foreign Relations Department in Abuja. In 2013, the 3 men were part of a 4-man group arrested by Nigerian authorities and accused of working with Hezbollah after they uncovered an armory in Kano they claimed belonged to the organization. The weapons were allegedly intended to be used in an attack against Israeli and Western interests. And Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today addressed the U.S. Congress, warning that Iran still posed a threat to the rest of the world. Mr. Netanyahu acknowledged his speech was controversial, but that it had nothing to do with U.S. politics. His address to Congress is on the invitation of U.S. House Speaker John Boehner, and it comes just 2 weeks before general elections in Israel later this month. And those are the news headlines. It's still Nigeria 2015. Chamberlain, is back to you now.
Well, thank you, Ayel. Let's move on with this. And Garba Shehu joins us now via phone. He is the Director of Media of the APC.